Pisces, and welcome to your September 2018 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. I want to welcome you to my channel, whether it's your first time or you're a return viewer or subscriber. I hope the message resonates with you. And if you find that it isn't, just keep in mind it is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. And you can check out your moon sign, your rising, or even your Venus, because sometimes those planets are more prominent in your chart. All right, guys, so Pisces, my fellow Pisces, mi gente, let's go ahead and get into your September love reading, okay? This reading is for everyone. You know, if you're single, maybe there's some love coming into your life. If there's not, maybe we uncover some issues from the past or whatever, you know, maybe holding you back from the love that you would like. But at the very least, you know, the advice card in this reading is for everyone, all right? So let's get into it. The first card is going to represent your current energy. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, okay? Next card represents what's crossing or what's challenging you. And we've got the King of Cups. All right, next card represents your past energy, Pisces, and we're coming out of the Page of Cups in reverse. I think I'm going to have to move these up. Next card represents your future energy. We've got the Six of Swords. Next card represents what you want. Ooh, we've got the Four of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. Next card represents internal factors. We've got the Chariot. All right. Next card represents your advice for this reading. And we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. I guess I can move these all over a little bit. Next card represents external factors. Okay. And we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Next card represents your hopes and your fears. We've got Judgment. And the next card and the last card represents the outcome of your reading. You got the Lovers. Okay, Pisces. I don't know, why do I feel like I haven't done this in a long time, but I guess that little vacation I took was really made a big impact on me, because I feel like we haven't talked forever, my Pisces. What's going on? Okay. Current energy. Wheel of Fortune. Things about to change, okay? If things were going good, there may be some difficult changes approaching that you've got to learn from, you know, some growing pains headed your way. If things have been going good, things have not been going good for you, Pisces. If things have been stagnant or kind of in the dumps, then they're going to be looking better. Things are changing for the better. So let's go ahead and clarify this Wheel of Fortune. For some, it can also indicate that you may be dealing with a Sagittarius, okay? Go ahead and clarify that. And we got the Six of Swords, so definitely some change, definitely some transition. That's the second Six of Swords coming up in this reading. So Pisces, you guys are moving away from something, okay? You guys are moving for, you guys are experiencing change for the better, okay? Whether it's a personal change, whether it's a change, you know, in general, in your relationship, you know, as we go deeper into the reading, we'll find out more. But also with the Six of Swords, it's about not being stuck in a rut anymore. So like I said, for those of you who, you know, things have not been going great, or you feel like you've been stuck in a rut or down in the dumps, you're moving away from that stagnant energy, okay? And for the others that will be experiencing some difficult changes, you know, you always have to remember that difficulty, you know, is initiating transition. So you're, either way, it's a transition. It's just that for some of you, this change and transition is going to be a little bit harder, okay? Moving on to what's crossing this energy, or what your challenge is, and we've got the King of Cups. So I feel like your challenge is to center and balance your emotions, Pisces, okay? For some of you, there may be a King of Cups who is either tempting you, or a King of Cups that's trying your life, trying your patience, okay? Or a King of Cups who is coming in, and, you know, depending on if you're going through a difficult change, or if you're coming out of a difficult change, you know, you have to get yourself right in order to deal with this person, okay? Sometimes, though, with the King of Cups tends to be shy. You know, they're not the most direct king when it comes to their emotions. They are the most balanced and the most compassionate and the most, you know, quote unquote, emotionally expressive, I guess, when it comes to relationships, but sometimes they can be shy, okay? And they're the kind of person that can kind of watch you from afar. So maybe for some of you, your challenge is that, you know, you're trying to figure out this person who you kind of intuitively know they have something for you, or they have feelings for you, or whatever, but they may not be approaching you, or they may not be expressing these feelings at this time, okay? But they are your soulmate, okay? So clarify that, you know, you have to make sure that you are open and available for this soulmate to connect with you, okay? Whether you guys are already dealing with each other, whether it's someone new that's coming in, your challenge is to make sure that you're in an emotionally balanced state, right? In order to be able to accept this love and attention that this person is ready to give to you. So your current energy is about you moving in that direction, transitioning, moving away from anything that's negative, or moving through anything that's negative, okay? If you've already experienced the negative, then it's about leaving that behind and moving towards this new, balanced, loving, you know, atmosphere. If you're going through the negative, if you're in the negative, and it's about really getting out, right? It's about fighting through it and understanding that sometimes you go through some things. Sometimes, you know, you go through these growing pains, but it's all for the better. And on the other side, you've got, you know, this loving energy waiting for you. All right, because we are coming out of some difficulties. We are coming out of some emotional disappointments, and, you know, disappointments, letdowns, misunderstandings, all on the emotional front. All right, emotional upheaval we're coming out of. So, you know, that negative, emotional, stagnant energy has got to get left behind, Pisces, okay? Clarify the past energy. We get the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So definitely, especially if you've been obsessing over things, obsessing over negative things, or if you were obsessing over negative things in the past, then it's time to move on from that, okay? It's time to focus on your emotions and focus on being positive. You know, there's a lack of focus sometimes with this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So now you're moving out of that lack of focus. You're moving out of that emotional distortion, that emotional confusion, that negativity, and we're moving towards a relationship that's more loving and balanced, and, you know, possibly even a soulmate, okay? But definitely moving towards being on the same page, whether you're in a relationship, or, like I said, there's a relationship coming towards you, or this is just the energy that you're going to be projecting in order to bring in that kind of love that you're looking for in your life, all right? Moving towards the future energy, you're still transitioning, okay? It's not over. Like, 1 month is not your change. You know, sometimes we have to stay committed to the transition. All right, we have to make sure that nothing takes us off our focus, right? That we don't get sidetracked or derailed, or we don't regress. So in the future, this theme of transition, this theme of moving away from, you know, the negative energies, this thing of moving on, this thing of change, all right, this thing of moving away, or you know, past anything or anyone that holds us back, you've got to continue that. All right, clarify that. Ooh, we get the Hierophant, okay? So now, not only we are moving away from certain things, but with the Hierophant here, now, this is interesting, because it could be a situation where You know, you're transitioning to a more traditional type of relationship. All right, you're transitioning towards a situation where you feel is more accepted and more socially accepted. I say maybe you were in something that was unconventional before, or maybe you were in something before that didn't have a title or didn't have a clear cut boundary, and now you're moving towards a more conventional type, traditional type of relationship. All right. For others of you, this can indicate that you're moving, transitioning either towards a Taurus or even away from a Taurus. Okay. And then for others of you, this person, there could be someone who is either already married that you're moving away from, okay, in the future, or maybe you're transitioning towards marriage, which falls into that whole line of traditional type of relationships. Now, what you want, though, Pisces, I mean, come on, Pisces. Like, what do you want? You want some chaos in your life right now? You want things to be a little bit shaken up? Like, you have to be careful. We all have to be careful of being attached and connected to what we're used to versus what's good or right for us, right? Because why in the world do we need any chaos? Why would we want that? All right. Why do we want things that cause us to, be restless and anxious? But sometimes if you're used to being in that state, then you tend to want things or people that bring you back to that state. But we're moving away from that. We're transitioning away. We're moving towards better times. So don't disrupt our process, Pisces, okay? Because, I'm a Pisces too, so this is my process also. We can't disrupt the process wanting something that's going to bring us back to that old negative vibration, right? So let's go ahead and clarify this. And we've got the Two of Wands. So, definitely it's about making a decision, like I said, to commit to this process of change, okay? Change for the better. All right, with the Two of Wands, it's making the right choice. All right, so make sure that for those of you who are presented with maybe two options or two people that are interested in you, or you're in a relationship and you know it's a choice how you want to be in a relationship. So it's about making the right choice, and I feel like we have to be careful that we're not choosing because of what we're used to, like I said, versus what's presenting itself to us and what's better and what's right for us. Internal factors. We've got the Chariot. So for some of you, this could be a Cancer. All right, there could be someone who was a Cancer that was part of your life or is part of your life, a relationship that you have or have had with a Cancer that is influencing you, and so depending on whether that relationship was good or bad, if you had a lot of hectic times and a lot of chaos with this particular Cancer, you may feel like that's part of your connection. Okay. And in actuality, it's about moving away from that chaos and moving towards this Two of Cups, this King of Cups type of love and type of energy. All right. Now, if that's not the case, it's about change also, okay? It's about the journey with this Chariot, and it's about making better decisions. It's about not rushing into anything. It's about taking your time, okay? Take your time. Like I said, the change happens, but it doesn't always happen overnight. It doesn't always happen in a couple weeks. It doesn't always happen in a couple months. So it's about being committed to the change, right? And not just being like, okay, this month I was doing, I do good this month, and the next month I fall off the wagon, and then I'm good again, and then because that's really like the wheel of fortune is spinning really fast, up and down, up and down. You're just around and around and around real quick, like a hamster wheel, where we're trying to progress consistently, right? We're progressing towards a more positive vibration at a more consistent rate. We're progressing our relationship in a positive way consistently versus having up, down, like, a jagged, like a heart monitor, right? Okay, so clarify internal factors, and we got the Eight of Swords in the reverse. So it's about seeing things clearly, Pisces, being real with ourselves, getting real about, whatever baggage we may carry from the past, whatever, habits, that card that's been plaguing these Pisces readings hasn't showed up right now. So, it's a good sign that, we've been dealing with those types, the karmic baggage, right? We've been aware that we have karmic baggage, and that it's been something that you've been working on, whether it's with a particular person or just in general, right? Carrying the same attitudes and mental states and emotional states into each relationship, and then creating the same storm in every relationship, right? And it becomes a pattern or a habit, and we've known that. So now it's like there's no more faking the funk with yourself. Okay, so what's driving you, Pisces, is that you're trying to be, or you are more realistic, right, about the changes that need to occur in yourself, in your relationship, and how you view love and your partner or your partners, right? So whether you're single or you're in a relationship, it's all about transitioning to a more positive approach to love and relationships. All right. Now, moving on to the advice for the reading. And we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. So it's about really minimizing the conflicts, right? Minimizing the things that either cause you to feel conflicted, or minimizing your inner conflicts. I was going to say conflictions, your inner conflicts. All right. The things that don't sit well with you, right? Whether that's someone else's actions, or whether that's your own actions. All right. Oh, I just got like a brain freeze. But it's about being fair, okay? It's about finding peace after a period of conflict. So now it's not so much about the conflicts, it's about finding that inner peace, Pisces, okay? It's about working on more peaceful and more harmonious interactions, and having a more peaceful and harmonious inner life, inner emotional life, okay? Now, external factors, we've got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So you may be dealing with somebody who's very selfish, okay? You may be dealing with someone who, maybe part of your lesson and part of the baggage is always over catering to someone. Okay, allowing someone to dictate all the terms of a relationship, and because you want to compromise, and because you feel like you're giving, and because you feel like you want to, just love on this person and give them all your love, you overextend, right? You do more. You wind up doing more than what this other person is doing. And so now, especially if you've been in a relationship for a while, this person is sitting back and just accepting and taking everything they can from you. Whether it's on purpose or it's not, this is just the way it is, right? So you're dealing with someone who's, very selfish and a taker. Now, for some of you, this can be how you are seen. This could be how you are perceived. So let's go ahead and clarify that. And we get the Star card in reverse, okay? So there could be an Aquarius, Pisces, that you're dealing with, that either you feel like they're very selfish and, just taking, or there's an Aquarius that feels like things are out of balance because you are the one who's selfish and just taking. And it may be a situation where, it could be just for the fact that you're trying to be more positive and you're trying to be more balanced, and because you're not overextending yourself anymore, this person may feel like, oh, why are you being so selfish all of a sudden? Because sometimes whenever we're trying to get ourselves right, whenever we're trying to get our minds right and our emotions right, and we set boundaries with people and we don't allow people to, just have their way, even though that's a balancing act, that's balancing things out, that person sees it as you being selfish because they're used to you doing and, you know, giving whatever it is that they want. So now when you stop doing that, or vice versa, if you're used to someone always doing and doing and doing for you, the minute they set a boundary with you, it feels like it's personal. It feels like they're being selfish. They're no longer giving to you like they were before, right? So them taking from you now, because it's like that extra is gone. So you feel like they're taking from you when they're not. And that's, you know, so it could be selfishness or it could be perceived selfishness, okay? Also, with the star card in the reverse, somebody is not as confident. And maybe, you know, sometimes people can tend to be controlling because they lack confidence, not because they're confident. Okay, sometimes when a person has self-image issues or self-worth issues, they tend to try to control the environment around them because they feel out of control internally. All right, so once again, you may be dealing with someone who has that energy, or someone is seeing you as having that energy, Pisces, okay? And if you know that you're dealing with someone, like, it'll resonate with you. So guys, let me know in the comments what's up with that. All right, now moving on to your hopes and your fears, and we've got Judgment. All right, so for some of my Pisces, maybe you're hoping for a Scorpio, okay? But I feel like with the hopes and the fears being in Judgment, I think it's just hoping that you're making good decisions, hoping that you're making the right decisions, right? Hoping that, you know, you're on the right path, all right? And we can clarify that. Ooh, we get the Four of Swords in reverse. So you're hoping that what it is that you want is the right decision. Now, Pisces, go with your intuition, all right? Follow your intuition. Let your intuition be your guide. And follow the advice of the reading. If the situation brings you peace, right? If you can maintain your inner peace with the situation, then go with it. But if it does not, right? And if it's bringing chaos into your life, then is it the right decision? All right, you have to be able to figure that out now, because if you know you want what you want, whether you have a choice between two people, and just choosing between the two people feels like it's bringing you chaos, but actually once you have made that decision, it might bring you peace, right? So that might resonate with some people, but you have to make sure you're afraid of making the wrong choice, right? And the fact that the Four of Swords reverse has pulled up for what you want, and for you being afraid that you're making the right choice or not, you know, you definitely got to be careful. Now, for some of you, this Four of Swords, whoever this Four of Swords represents, because I'll say this also, sometimes a person coming in to our lives, right, that's different than what we are used to, that's different than what we know, sometimes that shakes up our lives. So it may not necessarily be a negative chaos, and that's what I'm saying. Even though it may shake you up a little bit, if it's ultimately someone who's coming in your life to bring you peace, right, then that is the right decision. Okay, so let me not make it a negative connotation, because it was confusing before as to why we would want, or why you would want someone who represents the Four of Swords in reverse. But if it's a good kind of shaking up, if it's bringing you that love that you're not used to, which can be overwhelming when it comes in, it can be overwhelming. This lovers, if you're not used to experiencing positive love from someone on a consistent basis, it's blinding sometimes. It feels like somebody has just shined a spotlight on you, and if you're not comfortable, or if you're not used to being able to give and receive, right? If you're always used to either giving or only receiving, this is a two-way street. Look at how these people are looking at each other. This is about giving and receiving, okay? This is about being comfortable giving and taking. So you've got to make sure, Pisces, as part of this transition, that you are able to accept, right, this love that this person is trying to give you, or this love that you maybe even trying to give yourself. So maybe this Four of Swords is not bad chaos. Maybe this Four of Swords is you accepting this uncomfortable attention, positive attention, but it still kind of shakes things up for you and feels like chaos, but really ultimately it's going to bring you peace and harmony. All right, let's go ahead and clarify. Oh, we've got the Knight of Cups. Pisces, you're lit. I never use that word either, but I'll use it today. Got the Knight of Cups writing in the Lover's card. Okay, so could be another water sign, right? Or it could just be someone who's very romantic. Someone who's, coming in and offering you this cup of love. Now, like I said, with taking their time, right? There's no need to rush, because anybody who's here for you and is going to be around forever, they're not going anywhere. So there's no need to rush into anything, right? Ooh, this feels good. This feels real good. So if there's someone bringing you an offer, there's still a knight. It's not the King of Cups, but the King of Cups is here for you. But I feel like maybe this is starting off as, the knights, and it's about transitioning. Maybe this person is also evolving. You never know. We're all on a journey. So where you are at your journey, you meet this person. Maybe you're both on a journey that you're going to take together, and that's your karmic tie. That's your karmic bond as the lovers. And you take this journey and you guys grow and transition together, right? For some of you, it could be a Gemini who's bringing in this offer of love to you, because the Lover's card can represent a Gemini. But either way, Pisces, you just have to, take your time. And what we have to always be careful with the Knight of Cups type energy is that it's not just love for love's sakes, okay? And that's where taking your time, getting to know the person, basking in the good feelings, that's where that comes into play. All right? So you'll know, because if it's fake love or if it's fake romance, you'll feel it. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't bring you peace, because it leaves you uncertain. You're always questioning it. Even though you can't prove anything, your intuition is always like dinging, like, I know they invited us, me out to dinner. I know we went out to dinner and we go out all the time, but it just feels like something's missing. Like, I just feel like we're not connecting. If you are feeling that, you got to be careful. There's no need to transition with somebody who's being fake. But if it's genuine love and they're not a player and they're focused on you and they're giving you this romance and you like it and you feel good, then accept it. Take your time. There's no hurry. It's like basking in the sun, right? You go to the beach, you just kind of sit out in the sun. You put on your protection, right? You put on your sunblock so you don't get burned, but you enjoy the warmth. So I feel like that's what's going on for you guys in this September going into October time frame. All right, Pisces, excellent reading. I like it. I think this is one of the best Pisces reading. And the devil didn't show up. So I'm ecstatic about that, because I'm sick of that devil. And I better not see it next month, Pisces, okay? So enjoy your September. Enjoy the last few days of summer. And I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye, Pisces.